Welcome, everyone, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have a good one for you today from Westland Gardens Park. The home team, the Matter Lions, that are led by head coach Humberto Bencomo, are taking on the visitors from Broward, the Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. They're led by their head coach, Mike Fires. We should have a good one here today. Both teams are not indicative of their record. The Mavericks come into town 1 win and 4 losses, and the home team are only 2-5. So both teams are looking for this game to maybe catapult them and get them going early in this season. On the bump for the Mavericks, it's the senior left-handed pitcher, Xavier Dominich, and he's a crafty lefty, and he'll be going up against Alfred Rosario, and he's the strikeout king for these Lions. Stick around. I'll have the starting lineups and the defense in just a moment. Welcome, everyone, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have a Broward County team that crossed the border, came down to Miami in the likes of the Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy, and they're led by their head coach, Mike Fires. The Mavericks bring in a 1-4 record, and they're desperately looking for a win. The head coach for the Matter Academy Lions is Humberto Bencomo, and he'll be flanked by Ricky Rojas, Adrian Frahim, Coach Brito, and Coach Tito Rodriguez. We're about to get underway. Let's bring up the scoreboard and let's get ready to rumble right here. Two teams that desperately need a win. The Mavericks bring up their shortstop, Danny Machado. And I'll go over the rest of the... And he squares the bunt. He puts one out in front. Acosta, and it's dropped by Arrieta at first. Bunt to Esponda, and he threw it over to Arrieta. And he couldn't come up with it. So runner on base, first runner on base for the Mavericks. And that's going to bring up German Ferreira. Let's go over the rest of the Mavericks lineup. Here's a look at Machado on first base. First pitch swung on. The Mavericks are coming out aggressive. The leadoff batter who's on first base is Danny Machado, who'll be playing shortstop. He's followed by German Ferreira. Then it's Juan Serra. The fourth batter is Jose Torres. He'll be followed by Caden Coleman. Then it's Miguel Delgado, Alejandro Cabral, Matthew Congers behind the plate. And Robert Kearns is the DH. That's the starting lineup for the Mavericks. Quick throw over to first, and he gets back in time. And I'll go over the defense in just a second for the home team, the Matter Lions. Like I mentioned, they're 2-5 coming into this game, and they desperately need a win here. The runner goes, and it's a foul ball. The defense, your battery, is going to be Jacob Amador behind the plate. Alfred Rosario is on the mound. Jonathan Esponda is playing third base today. Yoquis Quevedo's playing shortstop. Iker Noguera's at second base. Brian Arrieta's the first baseman. Your outfield is Brian Fernandez, Dylan Fernandez, and Hildy La Rosa. Right now we have an 0-2 count to the second batter, Germán Ferreira. Nobody out, top of the first, runner on. The visiting team is the McCarthy Mavericks. You can expect a lot of strikeouts from Rosario. He's a big strikeout guy. And here's a rollover ground ball to the left side. Ferreira stays alive. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be giving you the play-by-play today. I want to appreciate everybody for subscribing and helping us bring you this content on a consistent basis. Another throw over to first, and wow, Arrieta had to almost jump over Machado there. One runner on, no outs for Germán Ferreira. Rosario's working from the stretch. Gets a sign from Amador and fires one in for strike three called. And you're going to see a lot of that. The last time we saw Rosario, it was a 10-inning affair. He pitched 6 and collected 16 strikeouts. The Mavericks send up the right fielder, the third batter, Juan Serra. He's a senior. He's a left-handed batter with a runner on. Another throw over to first. They must have the playbook on Danny Machado. He must have some good speed because they're paying a whole lot of attention to him over there on first base. Rosario doesn't miss by much. Rosario's looking for his best friend here, a pitcher's best friend. And I don't mean a Facebook friend, I mean a double play best friend. Sarah steps out for a minute. Senior gets back in the box. And that one catches a piece of his leg. Rosario just held on to that one a little bit too much. Let's see if Friars plays for some small ball or he lets his fourth batter swing away here. Rosario and Amador have to recycle the signs again. With a runner on first and second and one out. The first pitch to Torres is taken for a strike. And he'll be facing a Western Oklahoma commit and the right-handed strikeout king, Alfred Rosario. He's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble here. Rosario takes a peek at Machado, and there's a swing and a miss, a big, mighty swing at that from Torres. Rosario's still looking for his best friend here. I wouldn't mind seeing him. The 0-2. And he really wanted a check swing. They go down to first base umpire, and he says no, he didn't go. It'll bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And they're facing a big strikeout guy. Lower 90s, wipeout, slider, a curve, changeup. All of them effective. Rosario taking his time. The 1-2 to Torres is swung on and missed, and there's strikeout number 2 for Alfred Rosario. There's a better look at Coleman there. And the rest of the Mavericks right behind them, led by head coach Mike Fiers. And with 2 out and 2 on, Rosario gets his sign from Amador. Coleman calls time. It's given to him by the home plate umpire. And we'll take a few more seconds and do it all over again. Rosario looking to strike out the side or a ground ball somewhere. Starts him off high and inside with a fastball. We're at Westland Gardens Park in beautiful Hialeah Gardens for some early season high school baseball. Quality baseball game here between 2 good teams. There's an off-speed pitch, and that doesn't catch any of the plate for Rosario. The count goes 2-0 to the 5th batter, Coleman. The Lions are coming off of a big win on Tuesday night against the Southridge Spartans. They managed to edge them out 5-4. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and lifted to the right side. Shallow. Nogueira's calling for it. Few steps into the outfield, and he makes the 3rd out. So the Mavericks leave 2. They get none. We head to the bottom half of the 1st inning with your Lions coming up to bat, and you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, everyone, to Westland Gardens Park for some high school baseball. The Broward County team of Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks are coming in to play the Lions of Mater Academy. On the bump for the Mavericks, it's the crafty left-hander. He's a senior. His name is Xavier Dominich, and he's getting the rock today for Mike Fiers. And these Mavericks that are desperate for a win. So the leadoff batter is going to be Iker Nogueira. He's playing second base. He'll be followed by Jonathan Esponda, who gets the start at third base today. Yodelkis Quevedo's the shortstop. He's batting third. Then it's Brian Arrieta playing first base. The fifth batter is Dylan Fernandez. He'll be in center field. He'll be followed by Brian Fernandez in right field. Then it's Howdy La Rosa in left field. He'll be batting seventh. Alfred Rosario, the pitcher and DH, will be batting eighth. And to round out the Lions lineup, it's Jacob Amador, and he's the catcher. I'll go over the Maverick defense in just a second. The first pitch from Dominic is a slider taken inside by Noguera. Xavier Dominic from the full windup. There's a strike. The 2-1 to Noguera hits him. So in each inning, each pitcher hit a batter. Leadoff man is aboard for the Lions. Starting at third base today, it's Jonathan Esponda. Home team, the Matter Lions, with a runner on first. The lefty goes to work. Dominic. Let's see if Bencomo gives him the green light, or is he playing for one run, or is he going to let him hit away? Low looked at by Esponda. Dominic does take his time between pitches. He looks into his catcher, Matthew Conger. Double play combination is German Ferreira and Danny Machado up the middle for the visiting Mavericks. Here's the 3-0. Not before a throw over to first. Did I mention it was a beautiful night for baseball? Nice crisp night, about 75 degrees right now. 3-1 is looked at right over the plate. He was taken all the way on that pitch. Usually he's in left field, but he's making the start today at third base. 3-1's taken to bring the count full. An injury to the shortstop, the senior, the Florida commit, Brandon Lorenzo, has caused Yodelkis Quevedo to play shortstop. And now it's a chess match here for head coach Bencomo. He's trying to find what piece works where. Dominic, another throw over to first. There's a look at the runner on first base, Noguera. Finally, the lefty comes to the plate, and the payoff pitch swung on and hit to right center field. Cabral is going back, and he makes the catch way out there. Noguera went halfway to see what happened, and now he's going to have to come all the way back to first base with one out. In the box from the right side is the shortstop, the junior, the Florida State commit, Yodelkis Quevedo. He has a runner on base, one out. We're in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play on a beautiful night in Hialeah Gardens. The pitcher on the mound is Xavier Dominic. He's a lefty for Mike Fires' visiting Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks. We expect a good one. Both teams looking for a big win. Dominic comes set. And there goes Noguera. There's the throw by Conger. And it's not going to be in time. It rolls out to center field. And there goes Noguera to third without a throw. And just like that, we have a runner in scoring position for the home team. Dominic comes set. That ball swung on and slapped to the right side, foul. 1-1 now to the junior. The shortstop for these Lions. Way outside, an easy take there for Yodelkis to make the count 2-1. Here's the 1-2 to Yodelkis, and he fouls that one off as well. Looks like Yodelkis hasn't gotten into a rhythm yet this season. But when he does, there's going to be some fireworks here in Hialeah Gardens. Head coach Bencomo desperately needs his Lions to get off to a good start versus these Mavericks from Broward County. Some intercounty play. And that one's driven deeper. No, looper to right field. Let's see if it's deep enough. We might have a play at the plate. Here comes Noguera. Here's the throw. Sarah gets late, and 1-0 now in favor of the home team, and that's the start that head coach Humberto Bencomo has been looking for. The Lions send up to the box the senior, the Iowa Southwest commit. Batting from the left side, it's Brian Arrieta with a one-run lead now. The Bottom of the first inning with 2 outs. Takes that one outside for a ball. So Iker Noguera, the leadoff batter, got hit by a pitch. He moves over to second base. And a sacrifice from the shortstop gives the Lions a run here in the first, and that ball slapped into left field. Coleman's got a beat on it, and that one drops in right in front of him for a much-needed base hit. So a 2-out rally perhaps for the Lions. With 2 outs, he's looking to put a charge into this ball and maybe give the Lions a crooked number if he can hit one out of here. A little bit of wind to speak of is blowing from home plate out towards right center, coming like across the field, so anything hit up in the air to the left side is going to have a little bit of help. Fernandez takes the first pitch for a ball. Dylan Fernandez, the center fielder, the junior. He's the batter. Dominic is the pitcher. Arrieta's on first base. Fernandez is the batter. Dominic is on the mound. Brian Arrieta's on first base, and there's a line drive hit in the gap. And there goes Arrieta around second. We'll see if Fernandez goes to second, and he's cruising in there, and he slides in there for a double. Coach Mike Fires is making his way out to the mound to have a chat with Dominic. That'll bring up Brian Fernandez. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with more high school baseball right here on FSPN. There's a look at head coach Humberto Bencomo going over. He's got a huddle going on there with Brian Fernandez, Dylan Arrieta. And here we go. Mike Fires just gave a brief pep talk to his pitcher. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Lions on second and third base. Curveball to Fernandez. He ducks into it and almost called a strike. The crafty lefty. Head coach Fires wasn't lying when he told me he was crafty and he had some good breaking stuff. And boy, that was a really good curveball. Fernandez looked at it, see if he learned anything. That one's over the corner just on the outside to even the count at 1-1. Fernandez looking for a base hit. Dominic looking for a strikeout or a fly ball or maybe even a grounder. He goes through the signs again with his catcher, Matthew Conger. And he finally comes set to Brian Fernandez. The 1-1 is swung off. 1-0 game in the bottom of the first inning in favor of the home team, the Mater Lions, that are led by Humberto Bencomo. We're at Westland Gardens Park, and our batter's the right fielder, Brian Fernandez. Dylan's on second. Brian Arrieta's on first. That one's way outside. And a nice catch there by Matthew Conger, the catcher for these Mavericks. The count's going to go to 2-2 on the big right fielder. And I saw him earlier today in batting practice. And boy, he was really launching some. So plenty of power here from the left side for the Lions. But all we need is a base hit, and that'll get you 1, maybe 2. Dominic comes set. Here's the 2-2 to Fernandez. Way outside, he gets away from Conger, and here comes Arrieta with the second run for the home Lions. Dominic looks into his catcher. Conger, he gets a sign, and that one's called strike 3. We're on the outside corner. We head to the top of the second with your score 2-0 from Hialeah Gardens. The home team is winning, and you're watching your favorite channel for high school sports. It's FSPN. Don't go away. The Mavericks come across the border from Broward County to face the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, that are up 2-0 now in the top of the second with Alfred Rosario, their strikeout guy, on the mound. There's a first pitch swinging by Miguel Delgado. The Mavericks will bring up 6, 7, and 8 in the likes of Miguel Delgado, Alejandro Cabral, and Matthew Conger, the catcher. If anybody gets on, it's Robert Kearns, the DH, and they're going to face a hard-throwing control pitcher, a big strikeout guy in Alfred Rosario. There's a swing and a fly, followed by Alejandro Cabral. There's the 0-2 swung on, and a little tamper to Quevedo at shortstop. It comes up on him, and there's another error for Quevedo. And you could tell he's not comfortable at that position. Well, I'm sure Humberto can't wait to get Brandon Lorenzo back. Squares the bunt. Cabral bunts one down the right side. Rosario's going to be the only one to be able to pick it up, and he's going to have to eat it. An excellent bunt by Cabral is going to have Mavericks on first and second base. Brings up the eighth batter, the catcher, Matthew Conger. And the Mavericks are threatening here in the top half of the second inning with runners on first and second base, and the corners are in for Matter. An error by the shortstop, a bunt hit, and there's a wild pitch. You better cover home. The wheels are starting to fall off here for the Lions. They need to regroup, or Rosario needs to come in here and strike out the side. Top of the second inning here from Westland Gardens Park. The batter's Matthew Conger. He's the catcher for these Mavericks, and he has the bases loaded with nobody out. And he swings at the first pitch, and there's a fly ball. Dillon's coming in on it. Fernandez has got a beat on it. Let's see if there's going to be a play at the plate. Oh, the runners don't go. An excellent throw from Fernandez for the first out of the inning. Where the wheels are starting to fall off here for the Lions. Couple errors, sack bunt, and they're going to rely on their right-hander to get them out of this jam. Robert Kearns, the last batter, the DH for these Mavericks, steps in the box with one out. Runners on second and third. Top of the second inning, 2-0 game in favor of the home team, and the first pitch by Rosario is taken for a strike. The Mavericks come into this game with 1 win and 4 losses. Not your typical McCarthy Mavericks style. They're hoping to bounce back here against the Lions, and there's a swing and a miss. That looked like a cutter from Rosario. An error, a nice bunt. Pop fly, and here we are with the last batter up. And he swings at that one. That's another strikeout for Rosario. It's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Danny Machado, the shortstop. The shortstop, Machado, steps in. Batting from the left side. He got on base by way of an error the last time. 2-0 ball game from Westland Gardens Park. The batter's Danny Machado. He's the shortstop for these visiting Mavericks, and he's facing big strikeout guy in Alfred Rosario's. Runners on second and third for the Mavericks, and there's 2 outs. Rosario looking to pitch his way out of a jam, and there's another foul ball. And that one gets away from Amador. The Mavericks are going to score their first run. Wild pitch or pass ball, and it's 2-1 in favor of the home team. Rosario can still get a strikeout here on Danny Machado, and he'll need one. I guess he's trying to overthrow that one a little bit. The count goes full to the shortstop Machado. 2-1 ball game. Danny Machado's the shortstop. He steps in. Delgado's on third base. He got on by way of an error, and here's the full count pitch, and that one's lifted to right field, and that looks like trouble. If it's fair, it's going to be a double. It goes off into the corner. Fernandez picks it up and brings it into the infield, but there's a sliding double for the leadoff batter, Danny Machado, that ties the game in the top of the second for the Mavericks. The Mavericks send up Germán Ferreira. He's the second baseman. And he'll face Rosario here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning in a tie game between the visiting McCarthy Mavericks and the home team, the Matter Lions. First pitch is down low. The Mavericks with a runner on second base have tied the game here in the top of the second. 2-2. There's a grounder foul to the left side. Runner on second. Danny Machado, he got there by a double, RBI. Swing and a miss there by Germán, the second baseman. Rosario's looking for his 4th strikeout here, his 5th strikeout. Check swinging, it gets away. Machado's going to make it easily into third base. Hitting a double, getting an RBI. And a wild pitch later makes it to third base. And Rosario's not himself today, but he can get out of here with 1 more strike. He's looking for his 5th strikeout, and he gets it, a weak swing. The Mavericks leave 1. They get 2. We head to the bottom of the second inning, and your score is tied here at Westland Gardens Park. And don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have some more high school baseball, really good high school baseball coming up right after this.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching FSPN. We have a Broward County visitor in the likes of the Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. The Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy are taking on the home team, the Matter Lions, and we have an excellent game right now. Heading to the bottom of the second inning, the score is tied 2-2. The home team managed to get 2 runs in their half of the inning, and the Mavericks answered right back with 2 of their own. The Lions are going to send up their 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters. It'll be Howdy La Rosa, Alfred Rosario, and Jacob Amador. And if anybody gets on, it's going to be the leadoff batter, Iker Nogueira. The batter's Howdy La Rosa. He's playing left field today. He can pitch, play right field. It's a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the second inning. Takes the first pitch high for a ball. The wind's blowing out right over home plate right now. He swings through that one. Strike 2. Xavier Dominich is your pitcher. Howdy La Rosa. He's the batter. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit into the gap in the right center field. Serra goes back on it and makes a nice play for the first out of the inning. The batter for the Lions is the pitcher, DH, Alfred Rosario, right-handed batter. 1 out, nobody on base. 2-2 game, bottom of the second. First pitch nibbles that outside corner for a strike. La Rosa flied out. It's an off-speed pitch way outside. Xavier Dominich is the pitcher. He's a crafty lefty for these Mavericks. 3-1 to Rosario. That one's left really high. On deck is Jacob Amador. He's the catcher and the 9th batter for the Lions. But here we have Alfred Rosario. And the 3-2 pitch swung on and hit foul. Dominich looks into Conger and gets his sign. The 3-2's way outside, and there's another base runner for the Lions. After a walk to the 8th batter, the pitcher, DH, Alfred Rosario, brings up Jacob Amador. He's a catcher for these Lions. He's had a rough go of it in this first inning. Couple pass balls. Let's see if we can get a base hit here. On deck batter's Iker Nogueira. He's the leadoff man. Nice stop by Conger. 1-1 to the catcher. It's taken up high. Brings the count to 2-1. Xavier Dominich is on the mound for these Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. The last batter is the catcher, Jacob Amador. He steps in, and there goes the runner. There's the throw from Matt, and it's up and away into center field. Rosario gets in there with the stolen base. Dominich steps in, gets his sign from Conger, looks at Rosario on second. He comes to the plate, and it's outside for ball 4. And now the corners are in for the Mavericks for the leadoff batter, Iker Nogueira. He was hit by a pitch the last time up, and he scored a run. And the Lions could use a base hit right here off the back of Nogueira. Dominich's pitch is taken. The first one's over there for a strike. The home team scored 2 in the bottom of the first. McCarthy answered back with 2 of their own in the top of the second. And with 1 out here in the bottom of the second, the Lions have runners on first and second, and their leadoff man on, Iker Nogueira. Dominich really takes his time on the mound. He's frustrating these batters. The mound, the lefty, he really does take his time. He's facing Iker Nogueira. He's a second baseman. He got hit by a pitch the first time up, and he scored a run, and he's looking to get a base hit here for Bencomo's Lions. Dominich picks off Rosario. Now he throws to third, and they're calling for a balk. So they got Rosario out on a pickoff move. 2 outs. Now Nogueira, his at-bat now is really microscoped. Here's the pitch to Nogueira, and it's way outside. Pinch runner on first base is Robert Bencosme, the lefty on the mound. There's another pickoff, and that's back-to-back pickoffs from the lefty, and they're going to get 3 outs here. We're going to head to the top of the third with a tie game, and Nogueira only got 1 pitch pitched to him. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back, everyone, to South Florida High School Baseball, brought to you by FSPN. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play on this here. A good game, 2-2. We're heading to the top of the third inning. The visiting Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks versus the home team, the Mater Academy Lions, and we have a good one here today. And I just want to let you all know that this has been brought to you by Florida State Tentless Termite Treatment. And our termites creeping into your home, don't wait for the damage to start. Protect your home with Florida Tentless Termite Treatments. Forget about the hassle of tenting and evacuating your home. The Tentless Termite means that no disruption of your life, no need to leave your home, no mess, just fast and effective protection. Call our friend Ulysses at 305-669-9292. Have a good one here. The Mavericks are going to send up Juan Serra, Jose Torres, Caden Coleman. First pitch swinging. That one's high and deep. Fernandez gives a look at it, and that's going to be a solo home run for the visiting team, the Mavericks. Boy, first pitch swinging by Serra, and he dropped a bomb right by the scoreboard. Welcome back, everyone. After a brief mound visit by the pitching coach for the Mater Lions, they leave the starter in there, Alfred Rosario. He just gave up a home run to Juan Serra. He's facing the fourth batter now, Jose Torres. And the Mater Lions got two in the bottom of the first. The Mavericks answered with two of their own in the top of the second. And now they have one run scored here. A beautiful night for baseball from Hialeah Gardens. He squares the bunt. Now he throws to first, and they got him. They got him off the bag, absolutely. Caden Coleman, he's a sophomore left fielder. Takes that one for a ball, low and away. Nice throw by Amador. Quickly 2-1. Scoreboard says full count. I have 2-2. Let's see who's right. Here's the pitch for Rosario. Coleman swings and misses. And there he gets another strikeout. That's number 5 for Rosario. Nobody on. One run already scored in this inning for the Mavericks. Rosario's looking to shut the door here and give his Lions a chance to hit again. First pitch swinging, and there's a ground ball to Esponda, who scoops it up nice, throws across his body. And another can't get it up. Arrieta can't get it out of the dirt. And he's going to go all the way to third base. Nobody's there. Wow, there's an error that turned into a triple. The Lions are going to need a mechanic here to fix a few of the defensive issues that they have. 3 errors already. We've played 2.5 innings. And they've only been on the field twice, and they've made 3 errors. One by the third baseman, one by the first baseman, and one by the shortstop. Rosario's pitch is hit high in the left side of the infield. This could be the third out. Esponda squeezes it. The Mavericks leave one. They get one. They get the lead. We head to the bottom of the third here from Westland Gardens Park, and you're watching FSP. Welcome back to a Thursday night game in Hialeah Gardens between the visiting Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks that are led by their head coach Mike Fires and the home team, the Mater Lions, that are led by head coach Humberto Bencomo. We have a 3-2 ball game in favor of the visiting team, the Mavericks, in a kind of a sloppy game. You know, the Lions got picked off twice on base, and I haven't seen that in a long time. 2 runners got picked off in the first inning, in the previous inning. And now they've made 3 errors in 2 innings. And now they're coming up to bat. They desperately need a base runner to start it off, and they have the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera, is going to start this inning. And we have a new pitcher. His name is Jonathan Castillo. He's a right-handed pitcher for these Mavericks. We can close the book on Xavier Dominic, the lefty, the senior, who got the start here. And we'll see what he can do against the new pitcher, Jonathan Castillo. Noguera batting from the left side now, switch hitter. There's a nice fastball from a strike for Castillo. In the bottom of the second, the Lions were picked off twice by the lefty Dominic. There's a curveball that catches the inside corner. It's quickly 0-2 to the second baseman, Iker Noguera. He'll be followed by Jonathan Esponda. The third batter is Yodelquis Quevedo. If anybody gets on, it's the Iowa Southwest commit, Brian Arrieta. See if he goes with a fastball here. And he does. And Iker ropes one up the middle. Coming in on it quickly, and a nice play out there by Cabral. The Lions bring up to the box the left fielder, the junior, Jonathan Esponda. And with one out here in the bottom of the third, and the score is 3-2 in favor of the visiting Mavericks. Esponda's trying to get his team going. The new pitcher is Castillo. And first pitch swinging there by Esponda, and a little lazy pop fly coming over is Serra. And he makes the play for the second out of the inning. In the box right now is Yolekis Quevedo to face the new pitcher, Jonathan Castillo. Quickly, there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 3-2 ball game in favor of the visiting Mavericks. A sloppy game so far. 3 errors for the home Lions, and 2 runners were picked off already in only 2.5 innings. So Castillo comes set. He's taking over for Xavier Dominich. Throws the first one in the dirt for a ball. Jodetsky steps in against Jonathan Castillo in a 2-ball, 1-strike count with 2 outs. And there's another one upstairs. Count goes 3-1. Quevedo steps in a 3-1 count to face Jonathan Castillo here in the bottom of the third. Your score is 3-2 in favor of the Mavericks. 3-1 pitch is over his head. An easy take for Quevedo, and the Lions will get a base runner here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And that's going to bring up to bat Brian Arrieta, who has a double and an RBI already this game. Behind is Brian Arrieta. He's playing first base today. And the pitcher, Jonathan Castillo, didn't want anything to do with Quevedo. He kind of unintentionally, intentionally walked him, and now with a runner on first base and 2 outs, and there's a drive to right field. It's going back. Juan Serra comes to the warning track and makes a play over his shoulder for the third out. The Lions leave 1. They get none. We head to the top of the fourth with your score. The visiting team Mavericks 3, the home Lions 0, and you're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, everyone, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida High School Baseball. We have the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks visiting the Matter Lions here at Westland Gardens Park. And today's game is brought to you by Florida State Termite Treatment. Are termites creeping into your home? Don't wait for the damage to start. Protect your home with Florida tentless termite treatments. Forget about the hassle of tenting and evacuating your home. The tentless treatment means no disruption of your life. No need to leave your home. No mess. Just fast, effective protection. Florida State Tentless Solution is the eco-friendly, pet-friendly, safe for your family and targets termites right where they live deep inside of your home. Please call our friends at 305-669-9292 or visit them on woodtermite.com. Schedule your appointment now. We have a 3-2 game. We're at the top of the fourth inning. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play of the visiting Mavericks of McCarthy. Your batter is the catcher, Matthew Conger. He'll be followed by Robert Kearns. He is the DH and the last batter. And then it's the shortstop, Danny Machado. The story here has been some sloppy play on behalf of the Lions, and there's another ball hit. Well, that didn't hit him. That got behind the catcher. I don't know how that missed him. Rosario trying to limit the damage here. He's not going to do it by walking Conger. He's going to face Robert Kearns, the DH, next. Nobody out, top of the fourth inning. Kearns squares the bunt, and he takes that one for a strike. Visiting team, and now the last batter, Kearns, squares. Esponda comes in. Rosario holds on to it, and now Kearns took it back and did an old butcher boy. One out, top of the fourth. The score is 3-2 in favor of the Mavericks. Rosario's the pitcher. Robert Kearns is a batter. Here's the 0-2, swung on a miss, and a needed strikeout there for Rosario. The shortstop, Danny Machado, steps into the box from the left side with the runner on first. He's the pinch runner, Jay Patterson. He came in for Conger, who was walked, and he first pitch swinging. He lifts that one up to La Rosa in left field, who has to drift to his left a little bit. Patterson goes halfway. That'll be the second out of the inning. And Rosario just hasn't been himself today. He digs in, looks into Amador with 2 outs. Patterson runs. Amador's throw is high. And they're going to have a base runner on second base. Ferreira takes a pitch for a strike on the outside corner to make the count 1-2. Rosario hasn't been himself yet. Takes a look at Patterson on second base. Here's the pitch to Ferreira, and it's way outside. The count goes to 2-2. Patterson's the courtesy runner. There's a swing, and that one got through Noguera's legs. Here comes Patterson, a big turn on third, but he's going to hold up. The runner's going to go to second base, and there's the throw. Boy, these Lions are very, very sloppy today. Ferreira's on second base. He got on by a strikeout and an error from the catcher. And there's a swing and a poke in the middle. It's going to drop in front of Fernandez for a base hit. The game's going to be 4-2 at least, and here's a play at the plate. And there's no play at the plate. So a 2-for-2 night for Juan Serra with 3 RBIs. He's having a big night here. And the Lions find themselves down 5-2. Brings up Jose Torres, the fourth batter, the first baseman. Base hit there. It scored Conger. I scored Patterson, the runner for Conger. And it scored German Ferreira, who got on base by a strikeout. And that one's lifted into right field. Brian Fernandez has got a beat on it. He makes the third out. The Mavericks are going to leave 1. They're going to get 2. And your score is 5-2 from Westland Gardens Park with the visiting Mavericks leading. And you're watching FSPN.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, everyone, to your favorite channel for high school baseball. You're watching FSPN. We've got a good one here between the visiting Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. They're taking on the home team, the Matter Lions, and it's a 5-2 game. And it's been a sloppy game. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Lions will bring up their center fielder, Dylan Fernandez. He'll be followed by Brian Fernandez. Then it's Heldy La Rosa, the left fielder. And if anybody gets on, it's Alfred Rosario, the pitcher. And they'll be facing the right-hander, Jonathan Castillo. And he came in for the starter, Xavier Dominich. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. And he throws a little high. Wow, good play over there by Torres on Machado's high throw. I think these Lion hitters are getting a little bit desperate. A lot of them are swinging at the first pitch, and I know the numbers are there, but sometimes you got to let this pitcher work. Your batter now is Brian Fernandez. He flied to right field his last time up, and he singled his first time up and scored the second run for these Lions. There's another first pitch swinging to make it 5-2. Fernandez, the big lefty, swings, and that's a base hit up the middle for Fernandez. That's going to bring up Heldy La Rosa. Heldy La Rosa, he's making a start in left field today, steps into the box to face Jonathan Castillo with a runner on base. Brian Fernandez, the lefty, just got a nice base hit up the middle, and that's what these Lions are going to need. They're going to need to peck away at this 5-2 lead. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Castillo starts them off with a ball high. Heldy La Rosa. He's a Miami-Dade commit. He's a senior. Swings through that one. Count goes to 1-1. There's 1 out. Heldy La Rosa is facing Jonathan Castillo. The 1-2. Curveball just missed. Count goes to 3-1. Castillo looks at Conger. They go over the signs. Fernandez with not a big lead. They don't want to get picked off again. That one swung through and strike 3. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing by 3, 5-2 ball game. The Lions send up to bat the pitcher DH Alfred Rosario with a runner on first. Brian Fernandez, he had a 1-out single. Castillo's the pitcher. First one's up high for a ball. Running out of innings for these Lions. Rosario with 2 outs. Easy take there on a 1-hopper to the catcher Conger. 3-1 the count to Rosario. It's that one in the air to the shortstop, and that'll end the inning. Machado makes the play, so the Lions leave one, they get none. We head to the top of the 5th, and your score is 5-2, and you're watching FSP.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back, baseball fans. We're in the top of the 5th inning, and the visiting Mavericks are coming up to bat in a 5-2 game. We have a new pitcher on the mound, and it's Gabriel Grandillo. Gabo's on the mound, and he's going to face Caden Coleman, Miguel Delgado, and Alejandro Cabral to face the new pitcher. I'm going to call him Gabo. He starts him off with a strike. And here he is to face the new pitcher, Gabo Grandillo. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder. There's a look at Coleman and the rest of the Mavericks. Grandillo's 0-2, swung on and just got a piece of it at the plate. Gabo's come in for the not so effective today Rosario. He's not his normal self. 1-2 now, the count to Coleman. A few of those were unearned. That's a solid base hit with 2 strikes and a good piece of hitting by Speedy Coleman, who goes around second. Big turn on first. If they fire back, they might get him. Good throw would have got him. He makes it in time. Gabo Grandillo, he's the pitcher. Throws a nice hard slider. And the first base umpire said, yes, he did go around for strike 1. Gabo's coming in for Alfred Rosario, who had 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. We're in the top of the 5th. Your score is 5-2 in favor of the Mavericks. The batter's the third baseman, Delgado. Runner on first base is Coleman. Quickly 0-2. Gabriel Grandillo, the pitcher for the Lions. The runner on first is. And there's a strike. And that's strike 3. So 1 out now in the top of the 5th. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach might have some hit and run or something going here with 1 out. Top of the 5th. Maybe tack on to his lead. Gabo throws over, and I think they got him. Just got back. There's your runner, Coleman. And Gabo's the pitcher. And there goes Coleman. He fires down to second. Ball got there in time, but Noguera couldn't pick it. Coleman's going to steal a base. 0-2, the 7th batter, Alejandro Cabral, the center fielder. Matthew Conger, the catcher's on deck. Coleman's on second base. On the sophomore center fielder, Alejandro Cabral. It's a chance for an RBI here and to extend the lead. It's already 5-2. The visiting Mavericks. A swing and a miss and smothered by Amador, who now throws to first, and now they're going to go to third with it. Arrieta loses it on an exchange. Coleman's going to get into third base, and 5-2, runner on third for these Mavericks, who are up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gowell starts him off with one low. Looks into Amador. He's got to block everything back there now. Can't afford to give away any more runs. And there's a weak hit ground ball to Noguera. He's going to scoop it up and fire over to Bryan for the third out. The Mavericks leave one. They get none. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Your score is 5-2, and you're watching your favorite channel for high school baseball, FSPN. Welcome back to coverage of high school baseball like you've never seen before. Much needed here in Miami-Dade and Broward. We have a good one between the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks that are led by their head coach Mike Fires, and the home team, they're led by Humberto Bencomo, and right now the home team are looking not too good today. Kind of sloppy on defense. 2 runners picked off, a lot of first pitch swinging. Can't really take advantage of base runners, and there hasn't been that many base runners, so they're going to bring up their catcher, Jacob Amador. Then it'll be the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera. He'll be followed by Jonathan Espanda, and Yodelkis Quevedo needs to step up here in this game and help these Lions out if they want any chance of winning. If they got to get base runners on, we need some traffic on the bases. 5 runs, and none of them were earned, except the home run. Swinging a strike to Noguera. Here is still Jonathan Castillo. He's a right-hander. The catcher is Matthew Conger. 1 hit foul. With nobody out in the bottom of the 5th in a 5-2 game in favor of the visiting Mavericks. That one goes right over Noguera's head. The visiting team, the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks. On the outside corner, way on the outside corner. Amador shakes his head. He looks at the umpire. He walks back to the dugout, and there's 1 out now. The Lions send up their second baseman, Iker Noguera. He lined his center field his last time at bat, and there was a great play by Carvajal. The sophomore in center field left his feet and dove for that one. Takes that one for a ball up and in. Iker from the left side trying to get something started here. They need base runners. 3-0 I'd be taking here. There's a look at Iker and the rest of his teammates, the Matter Lions. 3-1. Catches the outside corner and goes full. Game in favor of the visiting team. And there's one low and a base runner for the Lions. Well, he's playing third base today. Jonathan Espanda. He's a Miami-Dade commit. He's a junior. And Humberto Bencomo is giving him a sign. Let's see if he's got a play on. Jonathan Espanda stepping in, the third baseman. Quick throw over to first base. Noguera gets back in time. 5-2. And he hits that one high to left field. If there's room over there for Delgado, he'll make a play. And he sure does. First pitch swinging once again. These Lions are not being patient. 2 outs. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, losing by 3 runs, the Lions send up the shortstop, the FSU commit, Yodelkis Quevedo, with a runner on first. Iker Noguera. And they could use a long ball here. They're down 5-2. This would make the game very interesting. No balls and 1 strike count. The runner's Noguera. He's on first base. There's 2 outs. The runner goes. There goes Cogner's throw, and it's too late. And it's to the base side, so a runner in scoring position. Castillo takes a look at Noguera. And that curveball is nubbed up the middle, and that's going to get through. And here comes Noguera. There's going to be a play at the plate. Things are going to be interesting. And Noguera gets in there. Wow, what a slide. 5-3. They're starting to chip away. Chip, chip, chip. Your batter's Brian Arrieta from the left side. He's playing first base today. Yodekis Quevedo just had an RBI base hit that scored Noguera. Makes the game 5-3. And another base hit here will make things a little more interesting. The Lions need to start chipping away. And chip away right now. Yodelkis is on second. Castillo's taking a peek at him there. The 0-1 is swung through a little bit high and away. Bottom of the fifth inning. Five to 3 in favor of the visiting Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks. And there's strike three called looking. The Lions are going to leave one. They get one. We're going to head to the top of the sixth with your score 5-3 in favor of the Mavericks. And you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of a game between the Archbishop McCarthy Mavericks that are led by their head coach Mike Fires and the home team, the Matter Academy Lions, that are led by Humberto Bencomo. It's a 5-3 ball game. We're heading to the top of the sixth inning. The pitcher for the Lions has come in for the starter, who was Alfred Rosario. His name is Gabriel Gandillo Gabo. The Mavericks are going to send up their DH, the last batter, Robert Kearns, to face Gabo. And then it's the first batter, Danny Machado and German Ferreira. First pitch swinging and a strike. There's a little number hit over to Noguera. He's going to wait for it. He has plenty of time. Throws it a little high. Bryant stays on the bag for the first out of the inning. Machado flew out to left field his last time up. Before that, he hit a double. Swings at that one on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. He'll be followed by German Ferreira, and then it's the red-hot Juan Serra. That ball's in the dirt. Count goes full. Gabo Gandillo comes set. Gets a sign from Amador. The payoff pitch is on the outside corner for strike three called. 2 outs now in the top of the sixth inning. Nice hard slider. Good fastball. He's facing German Ferreira now, the second baseman. 2 balls and no strikes to German Ferreira. And he swings at that pitch, and it's a ground ball to Lakers at shortstop. He comes across his body. Nice pick over there by Arrieta for the third out of the inning. The Mavericks get nothing across the board. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning with your score 5-3, and you're watching FSPN.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to South Florida High School Baseball right here on FSPN. We have a good one between the visiting team, the Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. They're up 5-3 on the home team. It's the bottom of the sixth. The home team has to get something going here, and they're going to send up Dylan Fernandez, Brian Fernandez, and Howdy La Rosa to try to make things happen in the bottom of this sixth inning for the home team. Fernandez steps in from the right side. He doubled his first time at bat, had an RBI. Then he grounded a shortstop. And they desperately need a base runner here for the Lions. Swings at a first pitch, and that's been the theme tonight for these Lions. 5-3, bottom of the sixth inning. Fernandez takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Big at-bat here for the Lions. They need this leadoff batter on. We're in the bottom of the sixth, and we're running out of outs. And there's a deep drive in left center field. He's going back on it, and that's going to hit the bottom of the fence. Coleman couldn't get to that one. And there's a leadoff double. A multiple hit night now for Dylan Fernandez with 2 doubles, and that's just what the doctor ordered here at Westland Gardens Park. Brian Fernandez comes up to bat and trying to make some noise here for the home team. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching FSPN. After a brief mound visit from the McCarthy Mavericks pitching coach, they're going to leave Castillo in there. Jonathan Castillo, the right-hander. He's going to face Brian Fernandez, the left-handed batter. He's the right fielder. With Dylan Fernandez, who just hit a double on second base. Brian hit a ground ball up the middle in his last at-bat, and his first at-bat, he struck out. So Fernandez 1 for 2. He'll be followed by Hildy La Rosa. He's the left fielder. He's on deck. And these Matter Lions, you can't keep those bats quiet for too long. They have too many talented players on this team to be this quiet. Castillo's pitch is swung on and roped to right field. And he gets by the second baseman. They're going to send Dylan home. There's going to be a throw over there from Sarah. And they're going to score the second run. And there goes Brian to second base. And your score is 5-4 with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth inning. There's going to be a pitching change here for the visiting Mavericks. We're going to be right back right after this. Don't move, folks. Things are getting good. It's 5-4. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning with nobody out and a runner on second base for the home team trying to battle back. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a good one between the visiting team. The Mavericks of McCarthy are taking on the home team, the Matter Lions, and we have a 5-4 game. It's the bottom of the sixth inning. The Lions have a runner on second base, and it's the courtesy runner who came in to run for Brian Fernandez. It's Rafa Govin. Your batter is Hildy La Rosa, and Garrett Duffy is the new pitcher for the Mavericks of Archbishop McCarthy. Couldn't hold down these bats of the Lions for too long now. It's been too long. There's a ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball heading down the line. Hoody's going to get another chance. Your batter is Hildy La Rosa. We have a courtesy runner on second base, and Rafael Govin. He came in to run for Brian Fernandez, who had that RBI base hit, and there's one that's bunted, and it's down the first base line. And they're going to get him at first base, but the runner's going to go to third, with one out. And it's going to bring up Alfred Rosario with a chance to tie this game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Field is in for the McCarthy Mavericks. They're trying to cut down a run on home in a 5-4 game in the bottom of the sixth inning. The first pitch is up high. They're all in on the grass. There's your batter, Rosario. The new pitcher is Garrett Duffy. He's a junior. Trying to shut the door here. One out, runner on third. And that ball slapped in the right field. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it's cruising foul. And on the field and on the bases, they got picked off twice in one inning. They have 3 errors, but they managed to claw their way back into this game against the Cross County rivals. And there's ball 4. We're going to have Lions in the corners for Amador, the catcher, and he'll be followed by the leadoff man, Iker Noguera. Batting for Amador, it's going to be Castillo, Andy Castillo, and he's going to face the right-hander, Guffey Darrett, for these Mavericks. Throw over to first base. It's not in time. Mound. He came in for Jonathan Castillo, who came in for the starter, and he gets one over for a strike. That one slapped to right side. If it gets in, it's trouble. We have a tie game here at Westland Gardens Park. Castillo comes through with a seeing eye single to right field, and that's going to score Rafi Hoving that came in to run for Fernandez. So we have a tie game now, 5-5. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. This is exciting if you're a Lions fan. Not too good if you're a Mavericks fan. The score's tied thanks to Andy Castillo's base hit and an RBI. He came in to pinch hit for the catcher, and now he's on first base. Alfred Rosario's on second base. And the leadoff batter, Iker Noguera, who scored 2 runs already, he's at the plate. Quality high school baseball. We're in the bottom of the 6th with a tie score. That one goes low to Noguera. Brings the count to 3-1. With the ever-dangerous Jonathan Esponda looming on deck, licking his chops for a chance to face Duffy. And 1 out, bottom of the 6th in a tie game. And he gets a free pass. The bases are going to be loaded with Lions. There's a mound visit here. Let's see if they leave Duffy in. We'll be right back right after this, folks. After a lengthy mound visit from pitching coach of the McCarthy Mavericks, they leave Garrett Duffy in there to face the dangerous Jonathan Esponda. He's playing third base today. He flied to third base, he flied to right field, and he flied to center field. And now we need Esponda to hit a big fly over the fence, and the big guys do. He'll face the right-handed pitcher, Garrett Duffy. The bases are loaded. The corners are in for the Mavericks. Rosario's at third, and there's a curveball over for a strike. Here's the infield for the Mavericks. Easy take for Esponda. Jonathan Esponda up to bat for the Lions. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. One a little bit high out of the strike zone. The bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie game. Bottom of the 6th at home versus McCarthy Mavericks. He swings at one. He tries to hit a granny there. This will be a great time for everybody to come out and say, "Sácame la Yodelkis." Archbishop McCarthy. And there's a pitch and it's hit up the middle. It's going to be gloved by the second baseman. He's not going to be in time. 1 run is going to score. They're going to go back to third for an attempt to get that one. Rosario's going to score the 6th run. And just like that, Matter takes the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning on a ground ball that couldn't be fielded. It was fielded cleanly by the second baseman. It just took too long to get it there. Noguera's going to be safe at second. Yodelkis is at first. And that's going to bring up the left-handed hitting Brian Arrieta with the chance to break this game open. 6-5, the home team now with the lead. And the first pitch from Duffy's down low. Bottom of the 6th inning in what's turned out to be a very, very exciting game. I hope you stayed up for this one. That one swung on, and if it finds the gap, it's going to be trouble. One run's going to score. Here comes the second one. The play at third, he's going to be safe. And the Lions get 2 more. They score 3 in this inning, and they take the lead. And you're watching FSPN. It's time for a reality check, and you can't throw just any pitcher against these Matter Lions. I mean, they're going to eat you up, and that's just what happens. They've gobbled up Duffy. Castillo was a little bit effective, but right now it's 8-5, and the Lions are only 3 outs away from a win. And I think that's going to be all she wrote. Good night, Irene, for the McCarthy Mavericks. We'll be right back. You're watching FSPN. There's been a pitching change. Felipe Benitez, the right-handed pitcher for the Mavericks, comes in relief of Garrett Duffy, who gave up a whole bunch of runs. And now the home team is up 8-5. They put up 5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. They're going to send up Dylan Fernandez, who started this inning with a double. He scored a run. Yodekis Quevedo is at third base. And we have a pinch runner in first base for Brian Arrieta, who just got a 2 RBI base hit. A much-needed victory, well, almost for the Lions. They're going to need 3 more outs. I hope I didn't jinx them with that. Benitez's first pitch is swung on. And right off of the third baseman, boy, he wore that one. Delgado's got nothing to do with any base. He's going to have to rub that knee because that hurt, and another run scored and makes it 9-5. The 11th batter this inning stands in, and it's Brian Fernandez. He had an RBI base hit and scored a run in this very inning. And he's facing the new pitcher, Felipe Benitez. And the bases, well, the first and second, they have Lions on first and second. Dylan's on first. Trying to see who the pinch runner is. Could be Ben Cosme again. Renzo Penate is running now on second base. And that ball smoked in the gap, and here comes Penate. We might have a play at the plate. He comes up firing Cavell, and it gets cut off, and that's run number 10 for the home team, for the Lions. Lions bring up Howdy La Rosa. He's playing left field today. Brian Fernandez before him. Another base hit. Runners are in the corners now for the Lions, and it's a 10-5 ball game. They've put up a 7-spot, a touchdown here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Benitez, the pitcher, throws one in the dirt, and here comes number 11. Another run for the Lions. Boy, things are getting out of control. So Dylan started this inning off. He's batted twice. He went 2 for 2 in this inning. He had a double and scored 2 runs. His buddy Brian Fernandez also has 2 hits in this inning, and he's standing on second base. So Hildy steps in a nice situation here where he can swing away, swing for the fences, do whatever he wants. No pressure now. 6-run lead. Benitez deals. Hildy looks at one low. The Mavericks are scratching their head. They had a lead about half an hour ago, and that just disappeared into the Hialeah night. Started off with some sloppy play on the field. 3 errors by the home team. 2 runners picked off in 1 inning. Berto Bencomo pulled them aside and said, listen, we better start hitting. Hitting will fix everything. And there's one hit deep in the left field. Coleman's got a beat on it, and he makes the 3rd out of the inning. The Lions are going to leave 1, but they're going to get 8, and they're winning 11-5 as we head to the top of the 7th, and they're 3 outs away from closing the door and getting a much-needed victory. Don't go away. This is going to get good. You're watching FSPN. Welcome back, everyone, to Westland Gardens Park, where we have a good one. If you're a Lions fan, if you're a Matter Lions fan, you've seen the Matter Lions come from behind now to put 8 runs up in the bottom of the 6th. They put another one up in the bottom of the 7th. They scored 2 in the 1st. They got a total of 11, and they're beating the Mavericks 11-5. Their neighbors from Broward have come down here thinking they were going to come out here and sneak away with a victory, but these Matter bats have woken up. And the Fernandez and Fernandez law firm have hit the cover off the ball today. Dylan Fernandez has 2 doubles and a base hit. He scored 2 runs. Brian Fernandez has 3 RBIs, and he's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. So that 5 and 6 batter, the 2 Fernandez guys, they're doing a heck of a job. And Brian Arrieta's got a bunch of RBIs, and now they want Gabo to come in and close the door. Yodelkis has an RBI. And now the dangerous Juan Serra steps in. He's the right fielder. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. And since then, he hit a home run and a base hit. So he has a run scored and an RBI for these Mavericks. He's a 3rd batter. He'll be followed by the cleanup batter, Jose Torres. Then it's Caden Coleman, the left fielder. And if anybody gets on, it's Miguel Delgado. And Gabo's coming in with a 6-run lead to close the door. I mean, I could be a closer with a 6-run lead. You know, baseball's about first. So right now what you want to do is get the first strike over, then get the first out, and things will start going in your direction. So this is a big at-bat right here for Matter. Another off-speed pitch. Tries to nibble away on the outside. Earned this victory if he can get 3 outs here in the top of the 7th. There's the 2-2. Swung on into dirt. Strike 3 held on to by Amador. That's the first out of the inning. So if it's a game of first, Gabo won the first one, and now he has to face the 4th batter, Jose Torres, who's walked, fly to center field, and struck out. The McCarthy faithful wanted We'll have a game here tomorrow. You don't want to miss that one. Somerset's coming in here to Westland Gardens Park. Somerset Academy, and they're 4-2. 1-1 the count to Torres. Top of the 7th. And there's one that's sky to center field, and Dylan's camped out under it. I mean, it's really high. He's out there with the marshmallows and the fire and everything, and he puts it away for the second out. And we're 1 out away from a victory. Tomorrow, these Mavericks of McCarthy are going to take on Cavalry Christian Academy at home. And then they have a tough one the next week against the defending champs, North Broward Prep, and our guys, Brian Campbell, over there. And their schedule doesn't get any easier. In March, they play Douglas. But right here, it's an 11-5 game with a chance to close it out. Castillo throws one and swung on and missed by Miguel Delgado, who struck out, and he's gotten on base twice by way of errors. Sorry, that's not Delgado. We have a pinch hitter that has come in. I wasn't made aware of that. I'll give you a name in a second. The second might be too long. Castillo might get a strikeout here, and it would be irrelevant who the pinch hitter is. Just a little bit outside. Nice stop by Amador. All right, Cairo Ramos is coming in for Caden Coleman. Cairo's wearing number 25. Batting from the right side. The count goes 1-2. And these Lion fans are about to erupt. They haven't had much to cheer about this season. And there's a comeback that goes off of Gobbles' glove. It's gobbled up by the second baseman. And what a play by Noguera to end the game. And here come the Lions with a victory, a much-needed come-from-behind victory. This is a confidence builder. This is going to carry over to tomorrow. I have a feeling that tomorrow these bats are going to wake up again. And this has been Uncle Muggs. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank our sponsor, Florida State Tentless Termite. Give them a call for any of your termite needs. The number is 305-669-9292, or visit woodtermite.com. Make an appointment and get your house treated, and a monthly maintenance to your house as well, and avoid the termites. And you want to avoid getting bit by a lion like these Mavericks did. 11-5. We'll see you tomorrow right here from Westland Gardens Park. I'm Uncle Muggs saying good night, and thanks for joining us, everyone, on FSPN.